ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Prior to last class, we discussed one of the important words which really we care for it and we give importance to it. चितस्य शुद्धये कर्म न तु वस्तु उपलब्धये वस्तु सिद्धिर विचारेण न किंचित कर्म कोटिभिः. Verse number 11. That any sort of karma, even if you name it any karma and you do in the form of crores, in millions, remember you are not going to understand yourself. But at the same time, karma is not useless. Karma is useful, it has got its own impact, it has got its own result. And what does it do? Chitasya suddhaya karma. So it purifies the mind. It makes my mind available for the self-knowledge. Because to be happy, this is another conclusion we come. In order to be happy, I don't have to work. But I have to know. Knowledge makes me happy. Remember. The more I know, the more I am a happy person. You can see if you have everything, but there is a confusion. There is some type of conflict. There is nothing but ignorance of yourself or ignorance of anything. Will you be able to enjoy? For example, while enjoying ice cream in summer, example sake I am saying, while enjoying ice cream in the summer, somebody says, hey, this ice cream is made up of what? Do you know? Just this one thought. Now, will you be able to enjoy that ice cream? Your ice cream is over there. So that means to be happy, we have to know. The knowledge gives happiness. And interestingly here, the happiness that we are talking, freedom, about one's own self, it is me already who is happy. That is my nature. So that's why knowing one's own self, one can make one's own self free, not by any other means. And of course, how? He says, we saw the 12th verse also. Verse number 12 I think we have seen. Samyak vicharata siddha raju tattvaavadharana brantodito mahasarpa bhaya dukkha vinasini. So how this bhayam and dukkham comes? Bhayam means fear and dukkha means, you can say, affliction. And out of what? Out of bhranti. So bhranti means out of delusion. So wherever there is delusion, there is fear. And of course the consequence of fear brings sorrow or affliction in mind. And how the delusion happens? That you know, because of the attachment. And why the attachment comes? Because of dependence. Why dependence comes? Because of proximity. Okay? Don't ask further. It's very simple format. Okay. Then what to do? How to do? Can I take some method to manage this thing? Let us read verse number 13. Arthasya nishchayo drudha vicharena hitoktitah nasnanina nadanina pranayama satena va. Arthasya nishchayo drudha vicharena hitoktitah Na snanena na danena pranayama satena va. Such a beautiful and straightforward approach here. He says beautifully how you can manage your delusion. Okay, if you are not interested to manage your delusion, at least how you should be able to manage your sense of fear and sorrow. Because that is something very interesting, okay? So how to manage that? So to manage the sense of fear and the consequences called sorrow or affliction, arthasya nischaya drudha vicharena. So you need to analyze. Vicharam has to be done. Inquiry has to be done. So the when you do inquiry of what? Arthasya, of the reality. So that means what? You need to have nischaya, not ordinary. You do inquiry according to your convenience, according to your means, according to your way. All of us we do vichara, not that we do not do vichara. In fact, only mind does vichara, nothing else. Okay, 24/7 is only analyzing. When you cannot analyze, you sleep also. In the sleep, you dream also. You do analysis. Okay, and when you cannot understand the dream, you go to a person who will interpret your dream. So that's another thing. Okay, so mind keeps analyzing, no doubt in it. But here, what is to be done? You need to do the nischaya. That should be conviction. And how that conviction comes? He says, hitoktitaha. So hitoktitaha means uktitaha, with the teaching, with the words of a wise person. Means indirectly there is a guru. Will come later on because that chapter is going to come. Hitoktitaha, it is not by you. We say that so beautifully. When there is a conflict, with reference to anybody or any situation, don't decide anything by yourself. Just trying to say you a point. When there is a conflict, with reference to anybody or anything, don't decide anything by yourself. Because when you decide anything that moment, because you are part of the conflict. So being part of the conflict, whatever decision you make, will you complicate or not? Either you will complicate the conflict itself or you will complicate yourself. So there what we do, we take the help of somebody, third party, who is objective, what they say neutral, there is nothing called neutral, objective, okay? Nobody is neutral, okay? Everybody is either positive or negative, okay? And nowadays we all look for only negative. In India, they say, be positive in thinking, but must be negative in COVID. So in between you need some neutral, okay? What is the neutral? Neutral is 2 meters distance, called neutral, okay? However, coming back to the point. So here, when there is a conflict, when a person is objective enough, take that person's input, then only you will be able to easily address the conflict. So here also when there is delusion, with reference to oneself, how can you resolve by yourself, by your mind? And how can you have conviction? That's why all the times, a child always says, it's like exactly, I remember in my childhood I have seen, at least, in the schools especially, when we were like, 4th, 5th standard that time. So every now and then, of course up to 10th standard it has gone, for us. Every now and then the teacher will come and ask, what is your future? But what you would like to become in future? Everybody will start, first you will see everybody were those days, doctors. Those days we didn't have much option, okay? Doctors. Then second category, engineers. Doctor, engineer. Hey, what about others? And who says? The one who cannot secure 30% of the mark, okay? And the same fellow, first day doctor, second day engineer, third day teacher, then you will see keep changing. Finally discovers completely no conviction at all, okay? Whatever God gives. So where is that conviction? Our conviction keeps changing every moment. Can you see this point? So here we say, hitoktitaha, by the teaching. But no, I don't want. I am a very religious person. So I want to go for different pilgrimages. I want to take a dip in different pilgrimages. He says, look, no. No snanena, no danena, pranayama satinava. Not by taking holy dip in different pilgrim places. Whether it's in Ganges, in Uttarakanshi here, or Ganga Sagar, in the ocean, or any place you want to go. Good, taking deep bath is real nice. Ganga takes care of your emotional issues. But don't think that all these things will go away. As long as you are in Ganga, that long fine. But if you are there for longer time, don't worry, you will be fine. Others will be, God knows what will happen, okay? However, no dhanina, not even making as man of sharing, woman of sharing, charity. Only that is my look. I am a charitable person. That is my only aim, to help others. Only through that I am able to understand myself. The more I share, the more I am available for others, the more I understand myself. One person told, okay. I said, yeah, please be available. Finally you will discover, there will be nothing with you. Not physically. Physically you may have many things. Mentally you will have nothing. Because tomorrow if nobody comes to you, something goes wrong. Or there is heavy rain or some like pandemic comes. Will you go crazy or not? Why people are not coming? What is happening? Then you will come out. Hey, come. Because the void will be there in you. So now dhanina. Again, pranayama satinava. Even if you keep doing pranayama, which also input of any sort of austerities. But remember, all these things are not useless. Dhanam, snanam and pranayama are useful. We need that. But this is not going to give me solution. This is the point to be understood. Okay? Now let us look at the next verse. Now few verses, as already you have the text, discusses about the adhikaritvam of a student. So who is a student? What are the qualifications? How can you look at a person, or how should you look at yourself? So he talks about those lines. Adhikarinam asaste phala siddhir visheshatam upaya desa kaladhyah santyasmin sahakarinah. Generally, we look at any student. Oh, because of my situation, I am a adhikari. Because of my prarabdha, I am a spiritual person. Because of my parents, because of this, because of that. Remember, all are secondary. This is not my statement, this is Adi Shankara's statement, okay? Because very clearly it is being highlighted. Desa kaladhyaha upayaha santi asmin sahakarinah. They are the secondary. Yes, definitely a given situation has pushed you. A given incident has created a spark for you to think differently. Your prarabdha has done something in you. Or somebody did something. All these things, there's a place also. Because you came to Kumbh Mela, it's like we have beautiful saying those days in India. Okay, nowadays things have changed. Any old movies, 70 movies we see. So two twin brothers, they will come to Kumbh Mela as though they didn't have any other place, okay? So in Kumbh Mela, they will get separated. Then after 30 years, they will meet in one incident. Something will happen, the story is only on Kumbh Mela, nothing else, okay? It is not that a Kumbh Mela as though was designed by people, okay? But it was of course the conspiracy of Muslims to discourage that don't go to Kumbh Mela. That's another point. Let me not get into, okay? They did a destruction very carefully. However, let us not get into that mode. So Kumbh Mela may be secondary, but that it is you who missed the place. However, he says, Adhikarinam asaste phalasiddhi visheshata. This is to be really understood very qualified, very carefully. Now, the qualification of the seeker always depends upon the success, ultimate success of the seeker. So how you are making qualified means your own effort. So if you are not conscious, what we have discussed very carefully in Panchadasya, that because of your prarabdha, you are exposed to the teaching, but if you do not put effort, you cannot maintain the teaching. So in order to maintain the teaching, effort is must. That's why that time we discussed, everybody has spark sometime or other in life. But how many of us maintain, how many of us are able to maintain the spark, that completely depends upon the person's effort. That's why here, definitely, the success of the spiritual practices, understanding of one's own self, mainly depends upon the qualification of seeker. And of course, the place, time, other people are useful, are helpful, but they are secondary. Because if you say that, no, I need good place, I need good people, everything to be good. Yeah, definitely good means it becomes easier, but that is not enough. What about your own effort? That's the first thing. That means what? A person who takes the responsibility is a seeker. If I am not ready to take responsibility, so I pass on the buck to my prarabdha, I pass on the buck not to my laziness. At least if I pass on the buck to my laziness, I can understand, okay? So always I pass on the buck to others. And being spiritual, I cannot pass the buck to others, because then I cannot be called spiritual. It's my prarabdha, actually in my planetary system. Yes, maybe. But what about you? What did you do? Did you try? After trying everything, you can say, yes, I tried everything, but then planetary system did not help. That is second time. No, I do not try, because I know, that was one person. I know till next year nothing is going to happen. So why to put effort? There are people in India, you cannot believe it. Many people, before deciding they go to astrologer, they have got permanent astrologer. That astrologer depends upon this fellow, don't worry, that's another point. Until the astrologer says yes, the fellow will not move. We have here also one person, okay, don't worry, okay? I do not look at anybody, okay? Nobody should laugh or smile, okay? Please relax. However, so if this is the case, then what is to be done? Now he says, let us read the next verse. Ato vichara kartavyah jigyasoratma vastunah samasadyadaya sindhum gurum brahma viduttamam. Ataha means therefore. So therefore what you should do? If this is the case, you have to take the responsibility. That is the primary thing. Then you do not have any other choice other than approaching a teacher. So atah, the vichara kartabhyah, vichara means inquiry is to be made. Kartabhyah, it is to be done, it is to be made. So when you want to do, and who is that person? Jigyaso, not a mumukshu. The person has already converted himself or herself from mumukshu to jigyasu. No more is interested in liberation or freedom, but is interested in knowing one's own self. Because understand, knowledge gives freedom. So that means person already knows I am freedom, but because of my ignorance, because of my habitual error, because of my attachment, because of my dependence, because of my conflict, you can add anything, okay? I consider myself that I am not myself. I am unhappy, I am miserable. So it is all about my knowledge about me, myself. So that's why here is being said, jigyasu. Then what happens? Now need to do this vichara. What vichara? Atma vastuna. Now the reality of one's own self. Where to go? He need to go, he need to approach somebody. And who is that? Samasadhya. There is a way of approaching. Samyak rupe, not ordinarily. So that's why approaching a teacher is a process. Not listen, hi, Swami, I am tired. Because there are a fellow who used to tell, okay, we have different people, we had a good fun, okay? Swamiji, good. But okay, I have nothing wrong in it saying that. But that should not be, just out of form. In fact, he was doing all the time. So here, however, let me not get into that another mode. So you need to approach a teacher duly in a respectful manner. Because if you do not have a respect for a teacher, this is a beautiful concept. A little bit respect, it falls down from the teacher because of something or other. Little bit. Your thinking becomes different. In fact, to understand that whether your thinking is going to be different or not, is better way to understand. When you are with your teacher, whether the approach towards the teacher has changed or not. If your approach towards your teacher has changed a little bit, you will see accordingly your way of thinking already changed. Because way of thinking cannot be understood by one's own self. Unless you are being hit, unless you are being, not pointed also, very badly hit by somebody. Whereas with reference to your teacher, how your approach is that you can make it out. That becomes easier for you to analyze, to understand. So that's why in tradition, that approaching a teacher duly every moment is being highlighted. The processes, whatever was there in our culture, in the tradition, of course teaching tradition, why it is being maintained, not because of anything, because to make my thinking on track. Because mind is something will never be on track. You try. That fellow is so rebellious. Give little bit chance. Will do exactly what you did not want last whole life, okay? Give little freedom. That's why we say, never ever give freedom to your mind. You can give freedom to anybody and everybody, not to your mind. But nowadays everybody wants to make mind free. Okay, no problem, make mind free. More you make mind free, more you become bound. Have you not observed? However, coming to the point, and who is that teacher? He says, the Guru who is Brahmavid Uttama. Brahmavid Uttama. So Brahmavid Uttama means the one who is best among the Brahmavid. So Brahmavid means the knower of Brahman. Then you can say, what is this? Knower of Brahman, there is again, superlative. Good, better, best. Don't you think that it is Nora Brahman should be same? So what is this superlative? How can you say best? What do you mean by that? He uses this word. Because the person should have only one quality, but we have to add many other qualities, which we'll see later on. He has to be Daya Sindhu. He may be knowing the Brahman. He might be knowing him himself. But if there is no compassion for others, so the teacher has to have compassion. In fact, this is one of the major qualifications. It is exactly like if you observe father and child. That is a very conditional compassion, but that is a compassion. That's a lot of pain comes. Every mother, every parent always have compassion for their children. Even if child is 100% wrong, still their heart keeps thinking of their child. So that is not because of anything, because of, you can say, gene or whatever, but it is called one type of compassion. Because the child is extension of me. How can I tolerate my child is suffering or going to suffer? So how that happens for child and parents case very naturally. Here the teacher also same thing goes through. Because the teacher understood, hey, once upon a time I have suffered a lot. I have gone through a lot. When I have gone through a lot, how can I allow somebody to go through who is not able to understand at this moment? So that's why the teacher's job is to have the compassion. That's why the teacher has to be embodiment of compassion. So if the teacher is not having compassion, please understand, definitely there will be some issues, because people will not be able to relate the person emotionally. And when they are not able to relate the teacher emotionally, how can they grow? Don't think that everybody is ready, prepared. If you are ready, prepared, you don't need teaching, because Aham Brahmasmi in one class over, you don't need 10 classes or 10 years, you understand? Because we are not ready. That's why we have text after text. So that means when I am not ready, what does it mean? Emotionally, I have some issues. That's why people relate with the teacher. And this Daya Sindhu makes a teacher superlative. So that means the person who is having empathy for others. So that person you need to approach. Okay. And of course, what is that? Beautifully. He says beautifully, let us look at Medhavi Purusho Vidwan Uha Poha Vichakshana. Okay, Medhavi Purusho Vidwan Uha Poha Vichakshana Adhikaryatma Vidyayam Ukta Lakshana Lakshitah. And of course, and who is that? Must be Medhavi. So Medhavi means the one who has got power to recollect at right time, right thing. Means who is able to access the memory box at any given moment. Because we all remember, as per medical science now, whatever we experience, everything is stored in our hard disk called mind or brain. Everything is stored in the brain. But unfortunately, the software is corrupted. The wire from the brain to other things always is corrupted. The software part. That's why we never access our hard disk right time. Even though there is a cloud also, don't worry. It's very complicated data. simultaneously in hard disk drive, also in cloud. But problem is with the software. Most of the time software being corrupted, we are not able to access. So here Medhavi means the whose software is so strong, whichever data wants to access whenever is able to access. That means right time, right memory comes back. That means the person who is able to recollect at any time whatever wants, that Purusha, that person should be also Vidwan. Yes, I am able to recollect only bad things in my life. In details. No, not that. Okay, please. Person has to be Vidyan, who is learned. And also should have Uha Poha Vichakshana. It's a beautiful point we use, right? Uha Poha Vichakshana means the person's mind should be so sharp. The person should be able to analyze, argue, defeat any logic at any moment, because you are going to handle, the teacher is going to handle the mind of people. If you become soft, you understand? It doesn't work. That is not job of the teacher. We have, like, Jagat Gurus we have, okay? There are Jagat Gurus also nowadays pay and to become Jagat Guru. That's another issue. So that's another issue I don't want to get into, okay? So what do? Their job is to throw the flowers, to throw the fruits. You understand? It will not work. Because a teacher, when is going to handle the mind of a student, unless you are that sharp to challenge that person's thinking. If the person goes one step ahead, you have to go 2 steps, 3 steps ahead, you understand? Unless and until you corner that person completely, can you teach the person? Try. This is one of the qualifications of a teacher. You will start preaching, you understand? That's why in India we have many preachers. And a huge crowd is around the preachers. Few words you take it from here and there. Hello, good. In fact, those people are more popular, more accepted. You go to anybody's house, anywhere, all these popular photos hanging, it belongs to this category. So that's why we say, Uha Poha Vichakshana. The teacher must be very strong, keeping the memory back with the person also. At the same time, arguing in such a way, analyzing in such a way that not allowing the person to go anywhere, cornering, for and against. Anyway, the person must be able to handle in keeping with the scripture and many other factors. Remember, this also we take the qualification of student, not only for teacher, also student. Because 2 things happens. We can look at this point. When you are tuned with the teacher, you also start thinking alike. In fact, we say when you start thinking alike with the teaching, and of course when you are not separated or your thinking are not separated from the teaching tradition, then only you imbibe that. And that adhikari, that person becomes an adhikari, Atma Vidyayam, for the knowledge of Atma, for the knowledge of one's own self. So that means if a person has got all these qualifications, so now we need to look at few points. We can re-summarize this point also. Of course, next one says, okay, let us look at next. This is the most important thing. What are the qualifications? Now let us look at. I think this book, whatever you are seeing, is something misguiding, okay? So I saw some misguiding is there. So I think I need to look at the book before talking to you people. Tomorrow onwards I'll do it. So I noticed few points. Okay. Verse number 17. Let us read, okay? Vivekino viraktasya samadhi gunasalina mumukshoreva hi brahma jigyasa yogyatamata. So better to take the last line as one, okay? Vivekino viraktasya samadhi gunasalina mumukshoreva hi brahma jigyasa yogyatamata. Says, look, this is the actually character, this is the adhikari or qualification of a student, this verse, okay, not before. Here he says, verse number 17, the person must be a vivekina. So, vivekina, you know, I don't have to talk, we have seen enough, okay? Especially Tattva Viveka Prakara, one chapter we have seen, okay? The man of discrimination. Then comes Virakta, the one who is free from ragas. That means the person is no more attached to anything. So instead of viraga, vairagya, dispassion, here uses rakta, means the one, vigata rakta, the one who is free from all sort of attachments. Is one more step act. And of course, samadhi gunasalinaha. So the one who is ended with what? Shamadamadi shatka sampati. 6 types of wealth that we had seen in Tattva Bodha. That which starts with Sama will come elaborately, it will be discussed. Then mumukshoho. Now that person, what happens? Being a mumukshu. Mumukshu means there is a strong desire for liberation. Now that person, what happens? Brahma jigyasa yogyata mataha. So these are the fourfold qualifications to inquire one's own self. If the person does not have these fourfold qualifications in some form or other, okay, not necessarily superlative, some form or other, definitely that person is not going to sustain in the self-knowledge. When Viveka becomes strong, suppose let us say one only person's Viveka is very strong, so you will start studying paperback. You will start listening to all these new age gurus, popular people, because that will be very fascinating, the statement they will give, and they will talk also very nicely. Your Viveka becomes stronger. And of course, when there is a viraga, either you will get into different type of practices, some tapas or other, need not you come to the self-knowledge. Suppose samadhi satka sampatti you have, all sixfold wealth you have. Through that, you can be very comfortable. You can be a spiritual person. You can be nice, but need not come to teaching either. Whereas when you are a mumukshu, there is a strong desire to be a free person. I want freedom, not I want all these things. So when this is there, automatically others, even if not there, will fall in track. And through this, if all others are in some form or other, because once you are a mumukshu, everything will come. So it depends upon the intensity of mumukshutvam in you. So if the intensity of mumukshutvam in you is stronger, definitely Brahma Jigyasa, knowing oneself or desire to know oneself will be equally stronger. So if our interest towards knowledge goes down, means I am comfortable. You understand? I am comfortable in my home, I am comfortable with my relationship, I am comfortable with my power, I am comfortable with my position, I am comfortable with my children. Some way or other, I am comfortable. So indirectly I am trying to tell you, whenever you don't come to the class, I come to a conclusion, you are comfortable. How is it? So when you are not comfortable, where is Swamiji? Where is class? How is it? Anyway, don't worry, just a joke, okay? Now, so what are this? Now, elaborately it goes, okay? Let us read verse number 18. Sadhananyatra chatvari kathitani manishive yesu sastveva sannistha yadabhavena siddhyati. Says beautifully that whatever we discussed, Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhamadi Satka Sampatti, and of course Mumukshutvam. So these are called fourfold qualifications. These are the sadhanani. So these are to be, when this is sadhana, this is to be acquired. It doesn't come just like that. Don't expect that you will have 100% viveka just like that. Don't expect that you will have 100% vairagya just like that. You will have samadhamadi satka sampatti just like that. Sorry. Or mumukshuttam all the time just like that. Never. Being sadhana, you have to keep putting effort. So in order to maintain, you have no choice other than working for it. And he says, look, by whom, here is being said, by Manishivihi, by the great sages, by the contemplative people, they have said that these are the fourfold qualifications. And what are they? What they do? Only Yesu Satsu Eva Sanishta Yada Bhave Na Siddhyati Iti. If these fourfold qualifications are there, then only the person will have commitment towards not only knowledge, towards the goal called freedom or liberation. In fact, this qualification itself takes care of everything. Because you are not away from the goal either. You are goal. The illusion of you about yourself creates distance. That's why you have to more and more, when you see the sadhana, the more you discover that you have commitment towards the goal. And yada bhave, in whose absence na siddhyati, is not gained. Means definitely you cannot gain what you are looking for. Means there is no freedom, there is no liberation. Then now question comes, what are these fourfold qualifications? Already we have discussed verse number 19. Let us look at. Ado nitya nitya vastu vivekah pariganyate. No, something. Okay. Ado nitya nitya vastu vivekah pariganyate. Iha mutra phalabhoga viragasthadanantaram. Samadhi sarka sampati mumukshutvam iti sputam. I don't know what is the tune. I have to think of the tune, okay? I am not getting tune. I am very bad. Ado nitya nitya vastu vivekah pariganyate. Yamutra phala bhoga viragasthadanantaram samadhi sarka sampati mumuksutam iti sputam. This goes this way, okay? Okay, fine, no problem. I am very bad in that. You have to bear with me. Adu, so in the beginning, number 1, Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. So nothing much to talk, we'll see. You are already qualified people. So the first one is called Viveka. So we all have discrimination with reference to what? Satya, in the field of Satya or in the field of Asatya. We have all Viveka belongs to one realm, one category. Like when we go to shopping mall. So only we have Viveka with reference to offer, not offer. Or extra, not extra. So with reference to price factor, we have perfect Viveka. You understand? Suppose there is ingredient changes. Let us say price factor, something is very less. The brand changes, and in the brand, you discover, you do not know the brand. Suppose, let us say, I have this confusion, okay, I can tell you openly. Whether it is olive oil in Italy, I have seen olive oil or coffee. So when you go to shopping mall, hey, it's less price, we can go for it. No, this is not a good brand. Why? Same coffee, no, it has not been done properly. This is ingredient different, this, it will not be nice. Can you see? You are confused. One side you hold on to the price, other side you hold on to the taste and other factors. So there, even if they are in the same realm but little bit different, you are confused or not? And you sometimes call the other person, can you explain why the price different? What is happening, what is not happening? If that fellow has got his own agenda, he will push the way he wants. That's another point, okay? After coming home, you discover, oh, I am being cheated. I am being fooled. Does it happen or not? So you have Viveka, you have discrimination. That is called in a Vyavahara level, very temporary. But here you need Viveka with reference to what is eternal, what is not eternal. What is a truth, what is a falsehood. Or in short, what is me and what is not me. That is better. What is me and what is not me. No, Swamiji, my body is me. Sorry. Your body is not me, okay? My child is me. Sorry. My family is me. Sorry. My house is me. Sorry. Anything you say is mine. Sorry, is not you, okay? So you need a Viveka between, that's why constantly you have to keep working on. We say very nicely, the more the sense of mind reduces, the more discriminatory power becomes stronger. If the sense of mind keeps expanding, definitely your discriminative power is getting diluted. However, second one is called Ihamutra Phalabhoga Viraga. So Viraga means dispassion. Dispassion related to the result of action, not necessarily related to now and here, also there and there. So I am least bothered about the result of action. Means I am ready to accept anything and everything in my life. Sometimes only when some challenges happens, you wake up for a few minutes, but when teaching comes, you bend down, okay? This is the truth, this is the reality. This is what sometimes I see for myself. That's why openly I am telling you, okay? I don't have any problem accepting my mistakes, okay? So, you least bothered about the result of action. With reference to here and also there. Then tadanantaram samadhi shatka sampatti. Once you are bothered about the result of action, automatically samadhamadi shatka sampatti will develop in you. Because the more we are attached to the result of action, the worries and anxieties, and of course damaha, the self-control, and many other things literally many other things overtakes. Because once I am attached to the result of action, my mind cannot be calm. There will be origin anxiety. Calmness cannot happen. Shama no chance. Dama no chance. Uparama no chance. Forget about titiksha. Samadhana. And of course, mumukshutvam iti. Most important aspect is that me to be a free person, that desire has to be very strong. It has to be clear at any moment. Whatever I am I doing to make myself free or to make myself bound? This constant repetition, constant reminder, like we keep alarm. This constant reminder should be there for me all the time. In fact, that's why the teaching reminds us. More of it we'll see on Monday. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.